The Binding of Isaac came out digitally on Vita back in 2015. It's a brilliant game, made by the guy that made Super Meat Boy. A while ago, the publisher Nicalis teased a physical release that never materialized, until one was discovered just a couple of days ago. This is really interesting and really exciting too. But first I want to talk about the history, because Nicalis was supposed to have other physical releases that they didn't actually release. So Nicalis released 3 games digitally for Vita. In 2014 they released 1001 Spikes, and in 2015 they released Binding of Isaac and VVVVVVV, 6 V's on that one. Isaac was definitely the best of those 3 games, and VVVVVV seems to have been delisted, at least on the EU store. 2 years later in 2017, Nicalis sent a tweet teasing a physical release of Binding of Isaac. In March 2018, a new ESRB rating emerged for Binding of Isaac and 1001 Spikes. Given they were already released digitally, this was further confirmation we'd be getting the physical releases. There was silence for another year until October 2018, when they teased it again, and there was a product page put up on PlayAsia. It seemed like the physical release would be imminent, but then, nothing. Nicalis went silent again. But then something unexpected came to light in 2019. In January 2019, a copy of 1001 Spikes went up for sale on eBay. It sold for only $60. It was unique because it had a hole punch on the barcode at the back, which indicates it's a promo copy. The game hadn't been released, but somehow copies had leaked. Nicalis ignored questions about it until they made an official statement in April 2019. They said, certain unannounced Nicalis PS4 and PS Vita physical games, including 1001 Spikes and VVVVVV, have been illegally sold on eBay in advance of their official release dates. If you bought a Nicalis PS4 or PS Vita game with a hole punch UPC code, it's a promo copy that's been illegally sold. These hole punch samples are provided to Sony as a courtesy for its employees and are not meant for sale. Promo copies are not covered by a warranty, nor do they include the bonus goodies that you love so much. Please note these are unlimited runs. Do not get ripped off by overpaying for promo copy without a warranty on eBay or from another seller. Look forward to the official versions of these games when they're sold legally through the upcoming Nicalis online store. So the physical release would be coming out then. But more silence. And I mean total silence. Vita fans asked many times but got no response. On April 1st, 2021, Nicalis made a joke tweet about Binding of Isaac physical on 3DS. The replies were flooded with people asking about the Vita version. Some replies were a bit rude, but this was the last time Nicalis left replies open on their tweets. We don't know if questions from Vita fans was the driver for this, but I think it may well have been. Like I said, some people have been pretty rude to the guy behind the PR account. I do understand their lack of communication is annoying, but it doesn't seem necessary to actually swear at the guy. Fast forward to September 2021, and a Twitter user, Cyberpunk Electronics, shared images of a physical copy of Binding of Isaac. Now, initially people were skeptical, but he shared more images, and he's also shared with me footage of the cart and it being used in his Vita. He randomly came across it in a game store in Indiana in the US for only $17. At this point, it's one of the rarest Vita games ever, and he got it for just $17, which is pretty amazing. So Cyberpunk Electronics provided some footage of him unboxing the game, placing it in his Vita, and running it. I'll let the footage speak for itself right now. This proves that the game is genuine. The box also has a hole punch on the barcode again, indicating that it's another promo copy that somehow leaked. So what does this mean, and will there be a physical release of Binding of Isaac? There's speculation that Nicalis wants to be the last in releasing their games physically for Vita, so they may be waiting for after LRG and East Asia Soft have released all their games. If that does turn out to be true, I really hope they do sell it so it's available globally. It's possible that they had Sony produce just promo or test copies and didn't go ahead with the full physical printing. This again is possible, and the most depressing because it would mean there are just tens of copies out there of each game, and the chance of all Vita fans getting them is very low. My hope is that East Asia Soft made a deal with Nicalis and will release all 3 of them. That's probably more likely than Nicalis having loads of boxes of cards stashed somewhere. The fact that only promo copies have made it to the wild makes me think Nicalis does not have printed copies. The best case scenario is East Asia Soft will be selling them, although the fact that they were ESRB rated does go against that because East Asia Soft's games are published in Hong Kong and don't need ESRB ratings. Blog.Price Charting did an interesting article about this back in 2019, which I'll link in the description. Since test prints have to be paid for, they theorized the following. Nicalis did a very small test print of the Vita releases. They missed their timetable window to order a full run. Not knowing this, and after the leaks occur, they make a Twitter announcement claiming a number of impossibilities about the game's release. Realizing their massive mistakes a month later, when they go to place the order they're told no by Sony, or maybe due to a loss of licensing rights in some way. Nicalis decides to ignore the problem and act like it never happened, refusing all requests for comment. Ultimately, this find of Binding of Isaac is very interesting. Part of me finds this exciting and partly annoying because this will likely be a hole in my collection, and I love this game, which makes me want it even more. By the way, Nicalis, if you are listening and want to send me a copy of each of the game for me to unbox, I'd happily do that. Anyway guys, what are your thoughts on Binding of Isaac being uncovered physically for Vita? Do you think we'll see a retail release? Thank you to Cyberpunk Electronics for sharing this footage. This is an amazing find and I'm super jealous of you, man. Guys, leave a comment below, and as always, thanks for watching.